Hello, game devs. In this video, we're going to talk about Undertale, an amazing, witty, and subversive game mostly made by Toby Fox and created in Game Maker. So, stay a while and listen. Undertale is a terrific little game that does so many things correctly. First off, this game's hook is pacifism and its relationship to authoritarian figures such as the game designer. And right away, we can tell by the first story interaction that you can't trust the narrator. This is the absolute first thing the game teaches you. Don't trust what you read. So this intro sets up the entire rest of the game, and in an age where voiceover can be pretty easily implemented, I found the nostalgic 16-bit text relaxing, and I think it would have been really difficult to get voice actors to really nail this. I'm not surprised they chose this medium to help streamline productions and expectations of storytelling so they could really lean into the writing and making sure that this is really interesting and opposed to getting bogged down with a lot of unnecessary stuff. And an untrustworthy narrator is the most difficult thing to write. Just ask Miguel Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote. It's one of the most difficult things to get right when you're writing. This game does a great job of subverting common expectations. Not only is this done on the nose with story tropes like the talking frogs that break the fourth wall to give some extra instruction, but also giving the player unique mechanical elements that surprise you. Because that's what subversion really is. It's surprise. You're surprising the player. So when you come up to a regular switch puzzle, but there's just this one specific switch that has this sassy rock on top of it that doesn't want to do what you want to do. And it's a great way to challenge the player's expectations when they're doing things, as well as from the writing perspective. All those little details in this fantastic writing, it really helps fill out the world without giving it sprawling storylines of characters that no one ever plays through. Specifically, I saw that a lot of story elements were being delivered during points where the player is being challenged to buck the rules, which is an interesting conversation that we see in a lot of games like BioShock. Are you really doing it if the game is telling you what to do? Should you do as the game tells you? This game is training us over and over to buck the rules and is rewarding player with little story elements for challenging the authority of the game itself. And that subversion of authority, I think, is the main point that connects the other theme of pacifism in this game. Many games in this genre are about combat in one form or another, and the game itself is designed to trick you into attacking your opponent. Why else would the default option when you enter a battle be attack? And for those who normally button mash their way through an experience, that lack of thought is exactly what the creator is trying to point out to you. Violence is for those who don't think hard enough and empathize enough with those that they come in contact with. And it does a very good job of this. And when a game's mechanics are directly linked to the theme that the developer is trying to get across, we call this mechanical and aesthetic cohesion. This is the sweet spot of game development, and Toby did it all in Game Maker, with a very limited graphical style that uses techniques of past games but doesn't deliver us the same RPG Maker template character that we're used to seeing, that little bald-headed character. He took his time and he really crafted an experience which also is helped visually. That's what I saw. What did you see in the game? What enemies or puzzles surprised you the most? When did you laugh out loud and why? I want to hear from you, and I'll see you in class.